Welcome back to another episode of Jaja's Atelier. You might ask why I'm dressed kind of like a librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. So let's get into it. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it. Well, first of all, let me say it's been a crazy week for me between rental cars and catching rides from family. You guys know I lost my baby, my little Honda CRV. I lost her. She is a total loss after that tree fell on her late last month. I went to North Carolina yesterday to look for me a car, and they have nothing, honey. I mean, nothing. So hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Pray for me, y'all. I will have a new whip by the end of next week. Let's get on into these hot topics. So, the morally corrupt Jada Pinkett Smith is in the news again. She has this new memoir coming out called Worthy. I don't know what she's quite worthy of, but we'll go with it. She's doing this whole elaborate press tour. She's talking to any and everybody who will listen. Um, in several interviews, in the first interview, the first bomb that was dropped and revealed was that her and Will Smith have been separated since 2016. What do I think about this? I think that they are really, really strange. I'm gonna take the gloves off and I'm gonna really go in. I think that Will Smith needed a beard, and I think Jada needed to come up. And I think they decided to go ahead and get married and have children and try to come off as normal as possible. I do, in my personal opinion, I think that Will Smith is gay. I do. I do. That's my personal opinion. I don't feel this way about every man, but you have to look at the situation and you have to think to yourself, this is one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. One of the most powerful black men in Hollywood. Why is he letting this woman drag him like this? Why has he not had her sign an NDA? She's got something on him. And what is the one thing that could hurt a black man's career in entertainment? The one thing. Besides messing with a child or being accused of sexual assault. Even worse than that. I do believe that she is holding him hostage with this, whatever the secret is. It might not even be that he's gay. He might be sexually fluid. It could be anything. But whatever it is that she's holding over him, I don't think it's right. And I also don't think it's right. And I think it's really desperate for her to still be talking about Tupac. Now, there's a video out of this TikToker disputing claims. Jada did this interview, and she basically said that Tupac proposed to her while he was in Rikers Island. The minute I heard this, I didn't believe it, because if memory serves me correctly, like this video says, he was married. We don't remember the woman that he was married to, but the reports, from back then did say that he was married to a Keisha Morris when he was in jail. And that he wasn't even at Rikers long enough for Jada to even get to him. I know that to be true. She also states that he had alopecia and didn't tell anybody. Like, girl, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? This is why I'm telling y'all, this was a marriage of convenience. She married Will Smith for a come up. And his career just became so big, it overshadowed hers. And she didn't quite get the career that she signed up for. So now she's like, well, hell's bells. I'm going to dangle this secret over you, and I'm going to torture you, and I'm going to have you sitting on pins and needles waiting for me to reveal your dirty little secret. And to weaponize someone's sexuality, if that's even what it is, I think is just absolutely disgusting. I've never really liked Jada Pinkett Smith. It's always been something about her that's really, really sinister and manipulative. And if you watch her in these motherfucking interviews, she is elated. She is so happy to have the cameras rolling. She's smiling. She's keying, honey. Her and her bald ass head. Bald by choice, because she definitely doesn't have alopecia. Jada, you have lied about so many things. Why are you doing this? You're an embarrassment to your family. You're an embarrassment to the city that you come from. You're just an embarrassment. You make me sick. Watching you and listening to you makes me sick. And I can't escape it because your face is everywhere. And I hope that you realize your face is only everywhere because you have one of the biggest black actors' name, not only in your mouth, but on that false ass marriage license that you signed. If you were not married to Will Smith, girl, we would not know you. Let's keep it a bean. Other than Set It Off and Low Down Dirty Shame, what other movie was she in? Woo? She also talks about how her son got her hooked on psychedelics. It's just like, girl, why? And Will Smith, if you were, I understand why whatever she has on him, I can understand if it's what I think it is. I can understand why he's keeping it a secret and why he's going to such lengths to keep it a secret. Look at what people are saying about Dwayne Wade, and he's a married heterosexual man. He just happens to be supporting his trans daughter, and he still is getting hit from all sides. All sides. Very little support for Dwayne Wade. So I can understand why Will Smith just wants to keep his business to himself, but when you're married to the Baltimore Bottom, and she's running all over town alluding to things, you might as well just burn the whole fucking house down and just come out with it. Because you're only hurting yourself. And I feel bad. To a certain extent, I feel bad for him. But then again, I don't. A lot of you men that, again, if this is what it is, a lot of you men that are on the down low, you're doing yourself a disservice. What real man is going to not do what is in his heart to do because of what other people say? And we have to stop putting such, us in the black community, we have to stop putting such a stigma around men, black men in particular, being gay. It just is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. If that's what they want to do, leave it be. As for Jada Pinkett Smith, girl, you are a vile, bottomless gutter snipe. This is a prime example of what happens when you turn a hoe into a housewife. Again, she's talking about Tupac. And lies about Tupac. Why are you have been married to Will Smith since God knows how long. Why are you dwelling on a man that clearly didn't want you? I think the relationship between her and Tupac, I think Tupac kind of looked at her as a little sister. I don't think he looked at her like that. Like I said, he was married when he went to jail. Her timeline isn't adding up. And this lady, a lot of people was coming for the girl in the video saying, oh, she's a culture vulture. Well, if she's in between the ages of 20, I'll say 30 to 40, then she grew up around this time. All of us that are my age or a little older, we all remember that whole Tupac East Coast, West Coast beef. We remember him being locked up for sexual misconduct and him being married. We also remember his relationship with Kadada Jones. which came right after that. And by then, you are already with Will Smith. Girl, you're bald, you're mean-spirited, you're a gutter snipe, you're low down, you're dirty, and you're desperate for attention. You are a narcissist. When Too Short said, never turn a hoe into a housewife, this is who he was talking about. She is hip-hop's original groupie, honey. Your career is whatever. I said I was going to read her for filth, but you know what? I'm so tired of hearing about her that I just have no words for it. It's just so, ugh. You are an embarrassment, girl. You are a bald head, scallywag, Baltimore bottom, crab leg juice drinking, gutter snipe. Just shut up. After this, I am never talking about Will and Jada again. I am done. Will, you just need to, whatever it is that this woman has out on you, even if it's not what I think it is, just come on out with it. Just come on out with it before she does. And then in one interview, they asked her, well, are the rumors about Will being gay true? And she goes, I don't believe them to be. Now, you know, when you're talking about a black man in that position and they ask you if that man is gay and you give an answer like that, you know exactly what the fuck you are doing. You are leaving it wide open for people to make assumptions and make fun and torture him online, which they've been doing since 2016 when you had his punk ass up on that goddamn dirty ass Red Table Talk, which ain't nothing but a vessel for you to spew your idiot, whatever it is you spewing over there. Your gossip, your tall tales. I'll never be able to watch Set It Off again. What a vile bitch. Just a vile, nasty bitch. I am so done with them. Will Smith, I don't know why you felt the need to lie about being married to this woman. And then in another interview, she threw him under the bus about the slap. Well, I don't know why he went up there and slapped Chris Rock. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know why he called me his wife. Well, bitch, you went there as his wife with your bald ass head and all. I am declaring this the end of Jada Pinkett Smith. She is dead to me. I don't give a damn. This bitch could come out tomorrow and solve world hunger. I wouldn't give a damn. She's not a woman. She's a female at best. Because I don't know what self-respecting, grown-ass, damn near grandma woman would sit up on TV and on the internet and just lie and make up stories and spread rumors and innuendos and just on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, we're done with Jada Pinkett Smith. You've been canceled by me. You will never hear that name come out of my mouth on this show ever again. On to happier news. On to sexier news, really. So, Lenny Kravitz, who I've had a crush on since I was like 7 years old. Anyway, he teased us with this new video. He's got a new album out called TK421, which is the title song and the lead single off the album. I got a chance to watch the video, honey, and I'm going to tell you something. Lenny, call me. For him to be 59 years old and to have body like this, honey, this man is a freak of fucking nature, and I'm trying to find out what it's all about, okay? Ooh, 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 Lenny. Ooh, Lenny. I mean, the body is giving, but I'm also going to say I love the song too. The song was everything. I love the song. I love the video. He's bare ass naked. He's teasing us with his abs, and there's, dew dripping off his chest. Again, he's bare ass. Honey, you could bounce a walnut off that ass. Ooh, honey. I just had to shout him out because, honey, Lenny Kravitz is 59 years old and he is still doing the damn thing. He's giving a lot of y'all young brothers a run for y'all money at 59, old enough to be your goddamn grandpappy, okay? Whew. Anyway, good luck on the album. I love the video and I can't wait to hear the rest of it. He is a sex symbol, but he's also a legend in the music game and he's given us so many great hits. And it's not just R&B and hip hop. He's a rock and roll dude. He's our modern day. I don't even like to call people call him our modern day Jimi Hendrix, but I feel like Lenny Kravitz is in a lane all his own. And yeah, I can't wait to hear the album. I'm definitely going to download it and check it out on Spotify. I can't wait. Anyway, so a designer that I'm not really familiar with. Well, first of all, it is Shanghai Fashion Week. And, recently in recent years, I've started to not just pay attention to just New York, London, Milan, and Paris. There's other fashion weeks out there. So I wanted to take a peek at what's going on in Shanghai. And one designer in particular, Mark Gong, really caught my attention with this really crafty show. I love this. So he debuted this collection in collaboration with Labelhood, turning the runway into an office space. The models had their key cards, they were holding coffee. The collection was beautiful. I loved, the minimalist, sensual, sexy business chic. It was really sexy and edgy. I love the garter belts with the mini skirts. Again, with the minimalism. I just really want to shout out Margon because I really, really love this show and this collection. And I thought it was really interesting. I'm seeing more and more with the fashion shows. They don't want the models to just walk down the runway. They want personality on the runway. And I think that's something that's been missing for a really long time. And we saw a bit of this in Milan and even Paris. With John Galliano from Maison Margiela, who also had the models walk down the runway with their own personalities and kind of quirky. So I really did enjoy this show, and huge congratulations to Mark Gong. And I'm definitely going to keep on following and seeing what else he's going to be giving, honey, because I could definitely see myself in a couple of these pieces, especially with fall already here. It's damn near Thanksgiving, y'all, quiet as it's kept. Also, Daniel Rosenberry of Schiaparelli brings the iconic Parisian fashion house to Los Angeles to celebrate the house's new store opening in Neiman Marcus, Beverly Hills. It brought out some real Hollywood heavy hitters such as Maya Rudolph, Jennifer Lopez, Gabrielle Union was there looking stunning. I loved her look. Also, the beautiful Regina King. And you can't go wrong with Demi Moore at your party, honey. Demi Moore looks like she just stepped off the striptease set yesterday, okay? Also, we had the icon, the Queen Mother, honey, fresh off of Paris Fashion Week, making her runway debut at Mugler. We have the beautiful Miss Angela Bassett, who was there as well. What do I think about Schiaparelli being in Neiman Marcus? I think it's great. I love that Daniel Rosenberry has carved this niche for himself. He's really one of a kind, and to have a spot in Neiman Marcus, Beverly Hills. I think Neiman Marcus, Beverly Hills should be thankful that they can carry Schiaparelli because that stuff is definitely not cheap. It's definitely, something that you buy that would definitely appreciate in value to me over time, and something that is definitely a keepsake if you are a fashion geek. Like, you can't go wrong. Anything from Schiaparelli's archive and Daniel Rosenberry is definitely worth keeping and holding on to. I also love Taraji P. Henson's look. She looked stunning. I thought she looked so beautiful. Everybody looked gorgeous in their Schiaparelli's finest. So huge shout out to Daniel Rosenberry and the House of Schiaparelli on this latest business venture. Okay, so a little bit more shade. Carly Russell, girl. So Carly Russell, the lady who, well, I'm not going to call her a lady, the woman who faked her own kidnapping and had the whole entire world looking for her and worried about her. After, the black community, we in the black community have been complaining for so long, these black girls are going missing and you guys aren't doing anything. She decides to take it upon herself to fake her own kidnapping. Well, the gavel came down on her earlier this week. She was sentenced to, I believe, a year in prison, and also has to pay $18,000 in restitution. Now, a lot of people online, one lady in particular, I can't remember her name, and judging off her opinion, it's really not that important. She was saying, she said, we on here celebrating a black woman getting thrown in jail when there are so many white people out here doing the same thing and getting away with it. Let me tell you why we're celebrating her going the fuck to jail, ma'am. As you race bait your way through life. The fact that you are a black woman, knowing that so many other black women go missing and don't get the attention needed to find them alive. And the one time they get it right and they search for you and they put all their money and their resources into finding you and bringing you home safe, only to find out that it was a hoax, she deserves more than a year in prison. She deserves at least 5 years in prison for what she did. How dare you race bait the situation, whoever this lady was? How dare you? And this whole, well, the white people do it too. Guess what? The white person, the everyday white person has the complexion for the protection. I said this last episode. You do not. My mother always used to tell me, now my mother is an immigrant straight from Jamaica to England to America. And my mother always instilled in us, as a person of color, you have to walk a tighter and straighter line. You have to be 10 times better than anybody else outside of your race to get even just half as much credit and kudos. And that always stuck with me. And no, it's not fair, but it is what the fuck it is. And she's old enough to know that she knew what the fuck she was doing was wrong as she bounces into the courtroom with her fresh blowout and her Fashion Nova. She is, to me, she doesn't seem remorseful at all. She's just like, la la la, la 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 la. And you're race baiting this situation and coddling her because of her color? You are an absolute buffoon and an idiot to sit up on the internet and defend this trash. We know how many people of color go missing every day, and they always label it a suicide even before they find the fucking body. They don't even bother to look. So just off the fact that she sat up there and lied and made up this whole story and had these people, and I gotta give it to the people of whatever town she's from, they really went out and looked for her. I have never seen any state or any town go out and look for a black woman the way they did this woman, and only to find out it was a hoax. You are spitting in the face of every black woman who has gone missing and has never been found. And you think a year in jail is too much? Fuck you. Sincerely, with my chest, fuck you. You are a buffoon. And whoever else feels that way, if you're watching this, you can log off. It's not that deep for me. What is that deep for me, however, is that we take this situation seriously. 1 year in jail ain't enough because she black. Y'all got to stop with that. Oh, because they're black. Fuck that. If you are a black person in this country, it would behoove of you to stay as straight and narrow on the right side of the law as possible. Because if you are not, ain't no telling what kind of book they're going to throw at you and how big the book is going to be. They are locking us up for not doing anything. We are getting killed for not doing anything, for walking down the street, for selling a loose cigarette. And you have the unmitigated gall to pull a hoax like this? Get fucking real and get some fucking help. I just thought I would share that. I had to get that off my chest. So what else do we have? I know I have some more things to talk about. So Vogue Business did this interesting article, and they called it "Who is Allowed to Succeed in Fashion?" The article was by Bella Webb and Melina Shoab. I think that's how you pronounce it. The article is a part of a series called Denouncing the Dream. It features an exclusive survey of over 600 fashion professionals to see what it takes to really make it in fashion. And I'm going to just kind of summarize it in the best way I can. In the article, they basically said that a lot of the responses that they got from the people that were involved in, the survey were basically saying your success in fashion really depends on your outward appearance and how you identify. Also in the article, it says that, depending on how you identify gender-wise, or, what your sex is, or what your sexual preference is, that's how far you will make it. Now, I've been seeing this whole thing, that the fashion world has been doing, oh, we have plus size runway models. Oh, we're featuring black designers. Oh, we're going to Africa, to do this. But in this article by Vogue, it says that, in actuality, diversity is less than 1%. I also saw another article that was talking about, the lack of diversity when it comes to size. And even though we have, Precious Lee, who is a beautiful plus size full figured woman, we have Ashley Graham, and there's a few others, but I can't count them all. Not off the top of my head. I couldn't name them off the top of my head. And, what I want to say about this is this just goes to show you that we need to really be supporting each other. It's a lot of us online, like we'll get, a new Balenciaga bag, or we'll get the new Prada, and, we'll rub it. We'll go on social media and we'll kind of rub it in everybody else's face. But in actuality, do some of these designers not like us or care for us a little less because of the color of our skin? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. So why are we celebrating these brands? Now listen, some of these brands like Balenciaga, like Dolce & Gabbana, I've grown up on and I'm a huge fan of, but I'm also a fan of Orange Culture Couture, or Orange Culture Nigeria, excuse me. I'm also a fan of No Say So, who I'm so excited they're going to be showing at LA Fashion Week this year, and I'm so excited because I love them. Huge shout out to Autumn and Pia, who are the co-founders and designers. I love you guys. I'm huge fans of you guys. Why aren't we celebrating brands? There's a young black female designer, a menswear designer from London, Bianca Sanders. Why aren't we celebrating more Amina Muabi, who is a genius shoe designer? All the celebrities wear her shoes. I think we need to, if you haven't read this article, I definitely suggest that you go to Vogue Business and check it out. This is the picture. If you click on it, they'll send you to the link and read the entire article. And you'll be, I believe some people's feelings will change about how they look at fashion. Fashion, and I've said this countless times before, fashion is not to be a means to demean somebody. Fashion should be freedom. Fashion should be a respectful freedom. I believe that even if you don't like a collection or you don't like a certain stylist and the way they dress people, I think that it should be a respect thing. I don't think that we should use a vehicle like fashion to make people feel less than. Because in all, especially if you're a person of color in this country, because as I read in this article, it doesn't seem like they care for us too much. And maybe not so that they don't care for us too much, but they just have not come to the realization that it's our time and we need more credit. We need more seats at the table. And I remember Naomi Campbell talking about this years ago. Yeah, it's nice to see more black models on the runway, but when are we going to have more black editors? When are we going to showcase more black photographers and more black stylists? There are so many black stylists out there other than La Roche, Gabriella Kay, and Jess Will. Though I love them, they're not the only ones. And yeah, there are some other ones out there. Maximilian Davis was a stylist for a while, and an editor, I believe, at Dazed magazine. You know, Jess Will is editor of The Cut. Yeah, we have those people, but there are more. There are an abundance of them, all trying to break in, including myself, all trying to break in this industry. And we have a lot to offer. And there's been a lot that's been taken from us. There's a lot that's been taken from us and branded as theirs, and we never get the credit for it. It happens all the time. I've even, if you want to break it even down to a lower scale, I've even seen it, you know, there's stuff that I've done and I see it on not like a huge scale, but somebody that's white who, you know, might have a little bit more notoriety than me and they've completely jacked me, which is okay. We all jack somebody. We all pull inspiration from somebody, but at least reference where the fuck you got it from. You know, I'm working on a look right now that's inspired so much by Versace, but I'm not going to just sit up here and act like I made it myself. And they're allowed to get away with it. Look at the TikTok trends. We make them and they make them viral. So, you know, I really want to encourage us to focus more on what's for us and what's by us. Because that's what's going to propel us forward. Maybe it's time that we start building our own publications. I'm a huge fan of, I hope I'm getting this name right. They don't post on Instagram a lot, but when they do, it's so impactful and so great for our community. Black Fashion Fair. I believe that's what it's called. I'll be posting about them in my stories if I got it wrong, so you guys can follow them. When I started my Instagram, I really wanted to give a platform not only for me, but for other black stylists and black people in fashion, whether they were well known or not so well known. So I think we need to really focus on that. Anyway, it's been a fun episode. I was really gonna read Jada for filth. I really was. But you know what? It ain't. I said what I had to say. Anyway, um, I want to leave off on a bit of a sad note. We lost a 90s beauty icon. Supermodel Gail O'Neill passed away this week. She was one of the girls from the 90s. She came up with Naomi, Tyra, Veronica Webb, Beverly Peel, Iman, Cynthia Bailey as well. Posted this group shot of all the 90s black models seen here at the top with Beth Ann Hardison, who is an icon, a trailblazer, an activist. She's the reason why all these girls made it on the runway at a time when they really didn't want to hire black models. And Beth Ann really championed for them. And I love seeing this picture. She was so beautiful. They didn't really touch on how old she was at the time of her passing, but she has to be in her early 50s or mid 50s. Because Cynthia Bailey and Tyra Banks and Naomi, they're all around the same age. But such a heartbreaking thing to hear. And also, right before I started filming today, we lost another legend, Suzanne Summers. I was watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills the other day, and she made a quick cameo, and she was talking about how she wanted to live to be 100. I literally just watched her 2 days ago talk on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills about how she wanted to live to be 110 years old, and she had all these vitamins, and she was talking about how she was 70 something and she was still having an active sex life. I didn't know that she was suffering from cancer. Anyway, our condolences to both of their families, and you will always be remembered for the legacy you left behind and the memories and the pictures and the TV shows that you guys left behind. And my condolences to the family. May you both rest in peace. Also, my prayers are with the people of Gaza. And I'm not going to really talk about that too much because even though it's not our fight, there's a lot of political things going on in it, and I just really don't want to get caught up in it. I just feel bad for those children. I feel bad for those children. I've been watching the videos, and it's really sad. It's really sad. Really sad. Anyway, guys, it's been a great episode. I will be back in a couple of days. It's no telling what these crazy damn celebrities are going to be up to next. And who knows where the fashion pendulum is going to swing by the end of this week. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. Like and subscribe. Ciao.